take you underground and make you work.
You ever hear of any
My friends, so this happened.
You may
I
be
figured
right,
out,
but
I
not
think at
surrender.
least, how to make poison. She could already do that. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna talk to this guy and I'm gonna see if this
Any luck with
works.
that poison? Or you here to see my stock?
I have what you asked for. Nice.
Splendid! If those beasties come on my land, I hope it teaches them a lesson. Yeah, there's enough gold to cover any of your expenses and then some, hey?
Nice. I also want to check
I
quickly.
still don't have food to sell.
Show me what you got. Can he sell traps? I think I saw a small grease trap. I think... Could these work? Like she wanted ordinary traps, right? Small claw trap. If we buy some. And then we go and talk to the other lady. Whatever her name was, can't remember. And see if we can accept her quest. Before we do, let's quickly save.
Hello, stranger. I don't suppose you know anyone that can make traps? Old man Barlin said that Darkspawn may be coming soon. He's got traps on his farm. I figured I'd put a few on my lands. Barlin wants to poison his traps. I just want normal traps.
I just want normal traps. We still have the same options.
I didn't mean to bother you. Sorry.
Okay, I guess that didn't work. So, because now we lost her quest. So let's do that. And while we wait, I will take a sip of my beer. Okay, let's leave her for now. At least we got 2 of our quests done. I still count the previous... Let's change actually to ourselves. I still count our previous cookie coin. Oh yeah, cookie coin bet for this episode. I really don't know.
Someone help us! Approaches.
Oi, wrong button. Whoa, okay, shit. That was not the on purpose.
So be it. I go.
Do anything.
So be it. I go. Yes. Shall we? So be it. Yes. As you wish.
Can't do anything.
On my way. I do like it. On my way.
Okay, that one stuns them. That's nice to know.
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
You're welcome. How, just how obliged exactly? I wasn't trying to save you, trust me. You're welcome.
The name's Bodon Feddick, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandor. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
I doubt you want to travel with the Grey Warden. It's a bit complicated, but you're welcome to come along. I'm not going the same way, trust me. King's business, I'm afraid. Let's take number 2.
Complicated? Somehow I imagine that only says a half of it. Thank you for the offer, but there may be more excitement on your path than is good for my boy and me. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
I totally agree. Do we have... we can change back to me. Pick up stuff. Nothing here. We killed them over here, I think. Here we have them. And last one. No, one more. Nice. Yeah, as I said, I'm not sure what we should do as cookie coin bet. Get your party and venture forth. Yes, please.
Bad dreams, huh?
It seems so real.
Well, it is real, sort of. You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon. Is that the dragon? Yeah, I'm kind of worried about the dragon, to be honest. Fighting a dragon.
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
I'm not frightened. Any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the Blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
New quest. Let's see what we have there. Wrong button. Talk to the dwarves. Bodan and Sandal, the two dwarves from outside Lothering, seems to have pulled their wagon to the outskirts of the camp. You should talk to them both to see what services they can offer. Okay, so if this is a proper quest where we have to go somewhere and not just talk to them, let's say 100 cookie coins that we will beat this quest in this episode. Do we have anything to pick up in the vicinity? It doesn't look like it. He is scared about something in the dark, that's for sure.
Ah, it's good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Feddick, at your service, once again. I saw your camp and remembered the kind offer that you made the last time we met. And is there anywhere safer for a poor merchant and his son to sleep? I think not. I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
Sure. You're free to stay. Just mind yourselves. Let me see your verse. Have you been following us? What are you selling exactly? Let's take number one first.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Okay.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
Persuade. So what What's your story exactly?
Well, if you're really interested, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
What happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost ties. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold.
I see. Isn't that stealing? No, it's not really. Better to do something with them than leave them to rot.
That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
And now here you are. Fascinating story, thank you. You're quite lucky to have done so well. Let's take number 2.
You're quite welcome. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Have you heard any rumors?
I hear news from Dinnerham that Tyrn Loghain has been declared the new regent. It makes sense, his daughter being the queen. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Again?
With King Cailan dead, the throne falls to Queen Anora. She's made her father the regent, however, at least for now. I think Cailan's father, old King Merrick, would have approved. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Thank the Maker we didn't lose Tyrn Loghain at Ostagar. He pulled his troops out just in time, so it said. Without him, we'd be lost. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Some folks aren't happy about Tyrn Loghain being named regent. There are rumors he had something to do with the king's death. Isn't that the most ridiculous thing you ever heard? The Darkspawn killed him, sure enough. If Tyrn Loghain couldn't save the king from that end, then nobody could. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. People are disappearing all over the country. Folks on the road say they are seeing wagons abandoned, belongings left in the middle of the road with no one to be seen anywhere. Remote farmholds are left empty. Horses left without riders. And no corpses to be found. The Darkspawn are taking them. There's no other explanation. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
A little bit bugging that the last sentence is the exact same thing for every single rumor.
I hear tell they held a funeral in Dinnerham for King Cailan. The Grand Cleric called for a full day of mourning, and there was a procession a mile long passing by the brazier. It's too bad they don't have a body to properly burn. What happened to him at the hands of those creatures, it's unthinkable. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's knights from Redcliffe spread all over Ferelden on some kind of mission, but I hear that they're starting to become rare to find. Maybe they all went back to Redcliffe. More likely they got tired of searching for something that can't be found and abandoned their search. I wonder what Earl Eamon is going to do without any knights. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
How many rumors are there?
I heard from some travellers that something bad might have happened in Redcliffe, overrun by Darkspawn, maybe. There's no word from the village at all. Merchant friend of mine said he encountered someone fleeing the place and there was nothing waiting for him there but death. He wisely turned around and came right back. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for
Well,
what
we
it
will
is.
very soon learn about what's happening there, because that is kind of where we are on our way.
It's not just Darkspawn and the Horde, you know that? There are people with them. Folks who are sick with the blight, and their minds are all twisted and mad. I heard tell of a man meeting his own brother on the field, yet when he called out to him, his brother didn't even recognize him and just attacked. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I hear the Dwarven King is passed on. Old as he was probably poisoned or assassinated. That's how the dwarves normally go out, isn't it? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I hear that Tyr Logain, the regent, is calling for new levies of troops. He wants to rebuild the army we lost at Astagar. Thing is, there's not a lot of spare men to be found. Out at Dragon's Peak, there's press gangs roaming around, grabbing any free man they can lay their hands on. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Something's going on at the Mage's Tower at Lake Kallenhod. Nobody knows exactly what, though, and the Templars aren't saying. Exactly what we need, isn't it? Let's hope the Mages are just cooking up something to deal with the Darkspawn. Somebody should be, after all. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I hear from folks traveling the East Roads that there's werewolves in the Brazilian forest. Actual werewolves. They haven't been around since the days of Dane and his ilk. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Werewolves, okay. That's gonna be interesting to see.
Some hunters who range into the Brazilian forest say that a Dalish clan there has fallen to some kind of sickness. The blight, most likely, poor sods. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I heard a strange rumor the other day. King Cailan was not really Merrick's son, you see. Merrick's real son is hidden in the bowels of Denorum's palace and has been since he was born. I suppose they feed him cakes all day to keep him content. Maybe he's simple. Or a mage. Merrick's real son, a mage. Can you imagine? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. It's said the North Road Inn serves a shepherd's pie containing actual shepherds. Seems the innkeeper has something against the flocks being brought too near his own fields. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's talk that King Cailan was cheating on the Queen and she found out about it. That's why Tyr Logain abandoned Cailan at Ostagar. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I've heard a rumor that the reason Queen Enora has never produced an heir is that she's barren. It's a curse from the Maker for bringing a commoner into the royal line. Until someone of royal blood is put on the throne, there will never be an heir. It seems the royal line of Kallenhod has been broken for good now. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is.
Man, it's a lot of rumors. The thing is that I want to listen to all of them, because it gives the story of the land, you know what I mean? I'm playing this game because I want the backstory when it comes to Dreadwolf, I think it was called, right? So I want to listen to the rumors to understand the world. So sorry for it being so boring in this episode, but this really gives a backstory to the world, so I want to listen to all of them.
Habron, daughter of the Earl of Southreach, has spent an exorbitant amount of her father's coin buying puppies. No one knows what happens to the puppies, and she buys a new one every week. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. The crafters of the Pearl Brothel are threatening to close their doors if they aren't finally recognized as a true guild. Ha! Can you imagine? As if the men weren't blue enough. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. With a defeat at Ostagar, it'll be inevitable that the Darkspawn hordes start moving north soon. They have no one standing in their way, do they? That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. Alessa Isolde, the young Orlesian woman that married Arl Eamon, I hear tell she tried to poison her husband so she could marry his brother, Bantegan. Maker's honest truth. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I've heard a lot of stories of bands of Darkspawn roaming the countryside far north of the Kokori Wilds. They just seem to appear out of nowhere and disappear just as fast. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. There's a nasty rumor going around that the Grey Wardens are evil and that they worship the Archdemon. They're the ones that caused the blight. They were getting upset, see? That there was no use for them anymore, so they summoned up the Archdemon to do their bidding. It would explain a great many things. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I'm hearing many tales of corpses clawing out of their graves, all over. Not just people either, animals too. Just yesterday, a farmer told me about the kitten his daughter had buried behind his barn. Little thing came back to life and crawled up, mewling as loud as you please. His daughter was delighted, at least until it just about chewed her finger off. Strange days, I tell you. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Nothing I can think of at the moment.
Okay, that's it. Nice.
Anything I can do for you, please, please tell me.
Then let's continue with the conversation and see if we can figure out what they want. But where do these goods come from? Not the deep roads.
Look, we don't rob people, all right? We don't take things from people that need them. The things in the Lost Tides, what good did they do lying there? I brought them back to Orzammar, where people could look at them and remember. It's not all that different up here. There are places long abandoned by the humans everywhere. Even more now with the Darkspawn coming.
I completely agree.
People flee from the Blight with good reason, but they forget things. Things with value and meaning. They leave them behind because they're frightened and desperate. And sometimes, my boy and I, we find our way to these places before the Horde descends, and we save these things. I take them away so the Darkspawn don't get them. Is that so bad? They destroy everything they touch.
I suppose it's better than having the Darkspawn take it all.
That's what I tell myself, too. Ah, these are dark times indeed. Dark times, my friend.
Okay. You didn't mention your son in your tale.
Ah, yes. I'm married to a fine woman back in Denerim, it's true. She'd give me a son if she could, but that's not likely to ever be. Sandal here, I found him in the deep roads years ago. Abandoned, I think, and he was never quite right in the head. I took him in, and I brought him with me when I came here to the surface. He may not be my blood, true, but I think of him as one.
We left Orzammar.
That's right, boy. Maybe one day we'll see it again.
That was generous of you.
It's not as if I don't benefit, mind you. Turns out the boy's a natural working with enchantments. He might have even been lyrium-addled. I never thought of that before, to be honest. Happens sometimes. He can work an enchantment into just about anything, however, given some time. Could probably open his own shop, if he knew how.
Enchantment.
Well, he does seem to enjoy it, at least. I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
An axe that is very expensive. Like very, very expensive. So this is an upgrade for... what was her name? I can't even remember. Portable bulwark. Requires strength 36. Wow. Requires magic 24. Ah, she's not a mage? What is she then? No, we can't see that in this menu, never mind. Okay, let's talk to the boy then.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
Okay. I'd like to see what other goods you have.
Enchantment!
You have no items to enchant. Okay, that was easy. I guess we'll come back there. Oh, that was the quest. Okay, just talking to them. Okay, fine. We are not going to count that as the cookie coins. We have 2 campfires. So are we supposed to leave? Let's take Alistar. We have 3 warriors. Yeah, she is a mage.
Indeed.
Let's take her and let's take Athos. Okay, so where are we now? I have absolutely no idea. Well, we're basically between... I think we need to go here first before we go to the castle. Let's go to the village. Okay, does that mean fighting?
Twisted creatures.
It means fighting.
Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Right. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Get on it. Can I get you a ladder so you can get off my back? Let's have at it! Got it.
Right ahead.
Be careful!
Oh, we have more? Ah, shit. Let's try to avoid that one. That's it? Glyph of paralysis. Disarm fail, okay. Can we pick these ones up? No. I don't know if anyone else can disarm these. I guess it has to do with the oh, nice. Steel Warden helmet. Let's see if we can perhaps equip that one. No, this one. Grey Warden helmet. We should be able to equip that on us actually. Heavy chainmail gloves. That one is better. Oh, the light helmet is actually better than the heavy one. Okay. Let's do that. I guess I'm quite satisfied. Can she wear this? Yeah, she can. The ones she has are better. Let's start with that. No?
Trap right ahead.
Yeah, you noticed that only now? Good job. No more fighting.
Look, can we talk for a moment? I need to tell you something. I should probably have told you earlier. Well, let's see. How do I tell you this? We're almost at Redcliffe. Did I say how I know Arl Eamon exactly?
You did not. I'm very curious. Why? Are you his son? Oh, he did tell us?
No. Why would you think that? Wait, don't answer that. Just let me finish. I'm a bastard. My mother was a serving girl at Redcliffe Castle, and she died when I was born. Arl Eamon took me in and raised me before I was sent to the Chantry. The reason he did that was because, well, because my father was King Marek, which made Kaelin my half-brother, I suppose.
Wasn't that what was mentioned in the rumors? Right? When we talked to the dwarves. What? You didn't think you might have told me this before?
How? When would I say that? Oh, by the way, King Marek had sex with a servant. She produced a bastard son. That's me. I would have told you, but it never really meant anything to me. I was inconvenient, a possible threat to Kaelin's rule, and so they kept me secret. I'd never talked about it to anyone. Everyone who knew either resented me for it or they coddled me. Even Duncan kept me out of the fighting because of it. I didn't want you to know as long as possible. I'm sorry.
I forgive you. I think I understand.
Oh, good. I'm glad. It's not like I got special treatment for it anyhow. Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, despite all the problems it caused with the king so soon after the war. He loved her a great deal. Anyway, the new Arlessa resented the rumors which pegged me as the Arl's bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Arl didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
She didn't know the truth about you?
She may have, but I think it's more likely that she feared the rumors might be true. I can't blame her for that. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall. And it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Arl came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
But you're an heir to the throne, right?
Let's hope not. I'm the son of a commoner and a Grey Warden to boot. It was made very clear to me early on that there was no room for me raising any rebellions or such nonsense. And that's fine by me. No, if there's an heir to be found, it's Arl Eamon himself. He's not of royal blood, but he is Kaelin's uncle, and more importantly, very popular with the people. Though, if he's really as sick as we've heard... Oh, no, I don't want to think about that. I really don't. So there you have it. Now can we move on? And I'll just pretend you still think I'm some nobody who was too lucky to die with the rest of the Grey Wardens.
As you command, my prince. That's not really what you think, is it? And what does that make me?
No, I suppose not. I don't feel very lucky at all, to be honest.
Alistair approves. Yes, good. I'm very happy about that. Okay, so we are in Redcliffe. Welcome to the village, my friends. In the next episode we will continue, because this is the end of this one. For now, I thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, take care, and as always, I see you next time.